Good morning. How are we doing? Morning. If you guys can, good. I'm getting some response, so I'm assuming that people can hear me. How's everybody feeling about everything today? Is this our third week? Something like that? I had some questions yesterday about, in general, just online classes in general. And all teachers have a Zoom account and can do office hours through Zoom. So if you're having trouble or you need anything, you can always request a Zoom meeting with your professor. So that question came up yesterday, so I wanted to mention it to all my classes. So how are things going in math? I kind of took a peek at homework. Any major issues? Are you able to view the videos okay? Good. Okay. Well, as you know, you absolutely can post questions. I've got the chat open. If anything comes up, you can post questions at any point. Okay, so, and I'll kind of keep an eye on the chat so that I can be sure to answer those questions for you. And also remember that I have Zoom office hours every day. They're only for an hour on Monday and Tuesday because that's when I do my weekly overviews. But on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm in Zoom for office hours from 9 to noon. And especially as your project is due next week, you may want to come to office hours to get your project ready to submit. And we're going to talk about that today as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and then we'll start talking about things. Okay. Takes me just a second to get everything where I want it, and I need to get my chat up. Well, there we go. Okay, so as we start going through these, don't hesitate to ask questions on the side. Okay, so in the chat, go ahead and do that. I have included all material that we've been focusing on since spring break. So previous material since spring break, I'm hoping that you have a significant portion of that done. Okay, we did 2 videos 2 weeks ago, 2 videos last week. So hopefully we're in really good shape for that. This week, you're going to be watching a video on chapter 7. Chapter 7 is usually very quick for students. It's on linear systems of equations. We use the graphing, we use the substitution method, and we use the elimination method, and typically it comes back super, super quick. The new part of systems of linear equations is that we are going to start talking about 3 unknowns. And so we're going to use a website in order to solve systems of equations with 3 equations or more. And so that is something that you'll want to be sure that you look at. There is a question on your project, number 10 on your project is from chapter 7, and the extra credit on your project is from chapter 7. So just kind of be aware of that. So you're going to have that video lecture to watch. I've already posted the PowerPoints. I have not posted the video lecture, but I will. You have chapter 7 homework in WebAssign, as you would expect. Now, everybody make a note right now. Make a note because on numbers 24 and 25 on your homework, those are not for credit. And I know that people get confused about that and get nervous and everything. 24 and 25 relate to the extra credit on your project. Okay. So I just wanted to give you some guidance. I'm not going to give you a ton, but I wanted to give you some guidance so that you can start thinking about how to do the extra credit. Okay, so 24 and 25 are not for credit. If you look, it'll say 0 out of 0. So if you miss them and you choose not to do 24 and 25, that's completely fine. You still get 100 on your homework. So look closely at 24 and 25 on your Chapter 7 homework. Those are not for credit. They're just an opportunity if you are interested in doing the extra credit. Okay, now let's talk about a quiz and as well the test and the final exam. So you do have a quiz on Chapter 3, and it is due Friday by midnight. So this is what I've decided on for the quiz. WebAssign is a little quirky sometimes about putting your answers in. So you have 2 attempts at every problem. Okay? So if you get it wrong the first time, don't worry, you get another attempt. And the problems are very, very familiar. Okay? They're problems that came from your homework. So you should be in good shape. I've also extended the time to 120 minutes instead of 90 minutes. Okay? That is twice as much time as the suggested time is. But you do want to do your homework first. You want to make sure your Chapter 3 homework is done first, and then you should be able to do the quiz without much trouble. There's 15 questions. You're allowed to use Desmos, your notes, and you are allowed to discuss it with each other while you're taking the quiz. So I think that will be enough time and should be okay. I will certainly look at the grades on the quiz after Friday. I'll take a closer look. And if I need to adjust anything, then I will. I will tell you that your practice test and your test will look similar to some of the things that you see on the quiz. That format will be the same for your test. Now, on your quiz and your test, you will not have the watch the video or read it in the book or ask a tutor. Those buttons won't show up, but you do have the two attempts, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Okay, so be sure to let me know if you have any questions about that or any concerns about that. And then based on kind of how this quiz goes, I'll look at grades on this quiz, compare grades to what we've been doing in the past on other quizzes. And if I need to make any adjustments, I can. I will tell you that students in my 131 class have actually done better on tests and quizzes inside WebAssign. And I know this is a different class and everything like that, but so I do think that you will be at an advantage for that. But I am happy to respond to emails and anything like that. So don't hesitate to let me know. Next week, the week of April 20th is kind of a big week. So I just want to make sure that you've got the information on what you need going on. Your project is due on the 21st. You are going to turn that in as one file, and you are going to turn that in on Canvas. Do not email it to me. Do not email it to me. Okay? Homework for Chapter 3 and Chapter 7 is due on Friday of next week, April 24th, as is your test. Then your final exam will be due the following Thursday. Okay? So this is a good thing to print out. This is everything for the rest of the semester. Right here. This is it. Okay? I want to show you a couple things. Let me minimize this. Okay, so here is our Canvas. It looks the same as it does every week. here is your overview. I'll email that out as well. And here's your math assignments that we just went over. Okay, and then your the video will be right here after we finish. Okay, here's your PowerPoints, and your video will be coming as soon as I can make that video. Okay, again, your project, you want to turn that into your Dropbox, the Dropbox, and we are going to do that through a program called CamScanner. So I'm going to show you how to do that. The other thing, I just thought of something that I wanted to tell you. Oh, your project. Number 10 on your project, number 10 on your project is from this week, okay? So that system of equation is from this week, so you want to be sure that you do your homework for this week and you look at that so that you can do number 10 on your project. So number 10 and the extra credit on your project is from this week's lecture, okay? So I just wanted to be sure that you got that. You do not need, if you are graduating this semester, you do not need to finish the final exam prior to the 30th because the graduation ceremony is a little bit further out. I think they are going to have a graduation ceremony. I just don't know when, but you do not need to worry about getting your final exam in earlier for that. There's no need for that because unfortunately, we're not having a graduation ceremony, which makes me sad. I know that makes you guys sad too. But you do not have to have your final exam turned in early. That was a great question. Thank you. Okay. I want you to look at, here is WebAssign. I want you to look right here how you've got a time limit. And when you click that, and I know you guys haven't taken a quiz yet inside WebAssign, so let me show you what that looks like. One of the things that you need to be able that you've got to realize is that once you start it, you've got to finish it, okay? So you can't go in and out of the quiz. So when you sit down to take the quiz, you want to be ready to take the whole quiz. And that will also be true of your test, and that will also be true of your final exam. You've got to complete it in one setting. So when you click on the quiz, you'll get this message. It's a timed assignment. When you open this assignment, you have to do it. Okay, so I'm going to hit continue. And then this is what the quiz looks like, very much like your homework. Okay, there's 15 problems on the quiz. Do you see and you'll see the time right here is how much you've got left. Now, let's look at this question right here. Use the one-to-one property to solve the equation for x. Okay, now, let's say I put an answer in and I submit that answer and I get it wrong. Okay, I want you to notice that you can go back and you can submit another answer. Okay, you have 2 tries to do this. Now, if you miss it both times, then it grays it out and you can't go any further. Okay, but you do have 2 attempts for each problem. 2 attempts for each problem on the quiz. But again, once you start the quiz, you have to finish it. You can't go in and out like your homework. Okay, and I increased the time to 2 hours. If you have any DSS accommodations, then I will be sure to increase that to meet those accommodations as well. Okay, and I will look at everything after the quiz, and if I need to make any adjustments for the test, I can. And I'll probably go ahead and do 3 hours for the final exam so that you guys aren't stressing about running out of time. I know that can be kind of a stressful thing. Okay, so notice that you don't have the watch this, read it in a book, or practice another problem on the quizzes. And that's what it'll look like for your tests also. Okay? Okay, so let me make sure I got everything. And then we're going to talk about CamScanner. Okay. Okay, looks good. So I am going to stop sharing my screen and I am going to grab my phone. Okay, so here I am. I have my phone. I got my phone. Okay, now this is true for Androids, Google, iPhones, everything. So I don't know what the app store is called on an Android or Google, okay? But you go to your app store. What I want you to do is once you go to your app store, you are going to search for the app called Cam Scanner. It's CAMSCANNER. So you are going to search for the app Cam Scanner. Now, some of you may have a scanner at your house, like a printer scanner, and that's fine. You can certainly use that. There's lots of PDF apps that takes a picture and turns things into a PDF. This is the one I've been using for years. You do not need to create an account. I've used this since probably before 2015, and I've never created an account. Now, let me show you what this looks like. Okay. This is the one that you want. Okay. It's got the little CS right there. That's Cam Scanner. Okay. I am going to open that. Okay. This is a free resource. Now, do you see the little camera right here? That's what you're going to do. And this is for your project because you want to turn in one file for your project. You're going to hit that camera. And this is the important thing down here. Okay, so it's just working as a camera. You're going to see where it says single and you're going to see where it says batch. Okay, batch means more than one page and your project is going to have lots of different pages. So you want to be sure that you have hit batch. Okay, so now here is, we'll pretend this is your project. Okay, so I am going to lay this down on a table with nothing underneath it. Just lay it down on a table. And I'm going to take a picture of all the different pages. Okay. And so you want to make sure you've got it under batch so that you can do that. Okay. So after you get the pages, so I took pictures of 3 pages right here. You see that? I took care of three pages. Okay. When I am done, I am going to click on that right there so that I can make sure I have the entire page. You want to make sure that you haven't cut off the page and only done half the page. Okay. Now, look closely and there's a green box around what Cam Scanner thinks is my full page. I need more than that green box. So what I'm going to do is I am going to move this down to where I have the entire page in that green box. And once I do that, and you can play around with it however you need to, then you are going to hit that check mark in the bottom. Okay? You're going to hit that check mark in the bottom. And you are going to make sure, so you can see right here, kind of my first 2 pages are good, but this page isn't. It doesn't include my whole page. So I'm going to click that, and I am going to edit it. Okay? And again, I've got kind of my green box just around the top part. So I'm going to move that green box down to make sure that I have all of it in there. Okay? Once I'm happy with all of that, once I'm happy with everything, I go back to this page right here where you've kind of got a preview of the entire thing. That's when you hit email. Do not email it to me. Do not email it to me. Email it to yourself. You're going to hit PDF and you're going to email it to yourself. Once you've emailed it to yourself, then you can save it as a file and then you can upload it to the Dropbox inside Canvas. Okay, now if you want to practice, feel free to practice. You can practice it however you'd like. The other thing that you can do is you can come to my office hours during Zoom and we can get it done together. Okay, so that is also an option. But what you want to avoid is taking pictures of each individual page and uploading 10 or 15 different files. You want to upload one file into Canvas. Okay, and I'll be around during my office hours to help at any time with that. Okay, so that is how you use Cam Scanner. Cam Scanner. Okay. Now, any questions? Any questions? I'm looking at my notes to make sure I said everything I needed to say. Yeah, it looks like I got everything. Any questions? Anything that you need from me? Anything you need from me? Okay. You can always email me. Hopefully everything that you need is online. So don't hesitate to email me when anything comes up. Okay. I can help you problem solve and go from that. Okay. Any questions? Okay. We're coming down to the finish line. So email me, come see me during Zoom office hours. Any of those things I can do to help. Okay? You're very welcome. I will talk to you guys soon. Let me know if you need anything. It's good to see you. Have a good day.